Day one, we wind up getting Olu, Fashanu, Brock Bowers still on the board. Top 3 wide receivers come off the board. I know I was heartbroken when 𝐒'Dunsey came off. That was my guy. Olu over Brock Bowers. Not upset with it at all. I think I feel a lot better with Olu saying, I'll play any position. And it, like, the mentality that he has coming in versus what we just saw with Mekhi Becton. Oh, I'm a left tackle. I'm not going to play right tackle. Oh, swing tackle. No, it's not going to happen. Like, no. These guys are all team players. And starting with Olu Fashanu at number 11, like, you slide back the 1 pick, you get a few extra assets that you wind up using to trade up and get, you know, our 3rd round pick in Malachi Corley. What was your thoughts on the process to get to Olu Fashanu, and what did you think about passing over Brock Bowers?
I was fine passing over Brock Bowers. And that's not a knock or a dig at him as a player. He's a phenomenal player. For me, I just thought I think there's something to positional value. I think that you had to truly, and I was on board. I was a slow roll at it, but I eventually kind of moved on to the idea that maybe the weapon was going to be the best option.
Mm-hmm.
And hindsight being what it is, I'm almost glad it didn't work out that way, because when you look at the tackles that came off the board, like when we were picking in day 3, like the value of the tackles of a guy of those guys were I think Dominic Pooney went late in the 3rd round. He was probably the best one left. I think I like the value of like an Olu and a Malachi Corley more so than the value combined than the value of an 𝐒'Dunsey and a guy like Dominic Pooney, because those guys, those tackles, once you got out of that 1st round and in the 2nd round, I think and not even Suamate, probably in the mid-2nd round, they were all like, questions, you still had some development, no sure shots. I think you got 2 sure shots in what you have. In Olu, I think Olu's as solid as they come. I mean, it wasn't my favorite, he was my 3rd tackle, but my top 2 are off the board. Joe Walton, J.C. Latham went before Olu, so he was my best tackle on the board. I think Olu's, very good. I love the fact that, like you said, he's willing to do whatever you want, but in retrospect, in the long run, that you can just plop him at left tackle and not have to worry about anything for the next, so on years. It's just nice knowing that you have a piece there that, not only is going to help you this year because he will, but you have a real solid core position of value locked up cheap for the next 5 years, while you have to pay JJ and Sauce and Garrett Wilson and all this stuff. So that's what I really like about the when it comes to the fiscal responsibility of making sure that we have a left tackle here. And then you bring in, you got a lot of the skill set in Malachi Corley that you would have expected with Brock Bowers. Like, Brock Bowers is, again, this is not a knock on him, and I'm not comparing Corley to him, but people who were all for Brock Bowers always, said, listen, perfect for Aaron Rodgers. He wants to get the ball out of his hands, put him in space, get the ball in his hands, let him do work. Well, that's exactly what they're going to do with Corley, right? And now you're going to have, adding Corley to the mix, you have guys that you can put the ball in their hands in space and let them do work, and Breece Hall and Corley.
What's up, guys? Matt O'Leary from Talkin' Jets. If you liked that video, please make sure to subscribe and follow for more New York Jets content.